Everyone, I give you Mr. Buzz Peterson.
Hey, it even fits good. Fits. Thank you, Kelly. Let me say this about Kelly. She's a very, very good recruiter. She's an unbelievable recruiter. I mean, the last 48 hours, it's hard to tell her no. I could not. I even told her one time, I said, hey, look, let's don't talk. I'll just text you, but if I talk to you, I cannot tell you no. And so I may have to hire her on my staff. Go out there and recruit a little bit. Dr. Paulo, thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm very excited about it, along with my family. My wife, Jan, my daughter, Olivia, Tyler, and little Rob. Nicole is not with us today, our 18-year-old. My family is, they're a basketball family. They love it as much as her dad does. And my wife, I know, she knows every referee by a first-name basis. She knows them all. So you'll hear her a lot at the ball games. This opportunity at UNC Wilmington is something I've looked at for a long time. And it's just when I knew the opportunity, when it was open, didn't know quite how to get my feet in the door, whatever, but it's something I've always been looking at in the past several years. Now you say, hey, Buzz, you moved around some, you've been different places, but every time I moved, there was a reason. There's a reason why I moved, and whether it's for family, whether it's better yourself in the profession, whatever it may be, I made a move for a reason. I'm sick and tired of making those moves. And I know people have said, hey, he's moved around so much, but Jan and I will tell you that these kids, we're ready to put roots somewhere and stay there. And to win championships. You know, we all want to win championships and win conference championships. But when I look at this league, I look and see what George Mason has done and where they got to the Final Four. And the same thing, I say, why can't we do it? Why not us? You know, I always ask, why not us? And so that's what I put before these guys. We had a meeting earlier, and I talked to them, and I told them it's going to be a lot of hard work, and I will push them as hard as I can. I told them that I do not come in every day. I'm not coaching effort. I expect those motors to be going every day. I coach execution, and our staff will coach execution. So they know that they got to get those motors going every single day. And we want to make sure that we put a product on that floor, whether win or loss. When y'all walk out of the arena, the Coliseum, did you say, hey, we didn't win this game. These guys gave 100% effort. And that's what I want to make sure we do every single night. Might not win that ball game, but they're going to lay it on the line every single night. Where we go from here, I told Dr. Paulo, I said I need a credit card and I need a cell phone. That's the only thing I need right now because the next Wednesday recruiting period's over with and I've got to go. I've got to go and recruit at the same time. I've got to build relationships here with these young men. I want them to know me as a father figure away from home, somebody they can trust. Somebody go to with problems academically, socially, or basketball-wise, they can come to me and we can talk about it. And I told them also, when everything's said and done, their career's over with, that's when my staff, we go to work for them. That's when we say, hey, look, we get them in the right profession they want. Whether it's behind that desk as a banker or playing professional ball somewhere, we'll get them there. I also told them one of my best friends not only is works on the team, works with the team, he owns the team. So I think I can get you in the door on that a little bit. And he does listen to me every once in a while. So once again, recruiting, we're going to take off on that. I've got a former staff. I told these young men a while ago, I said the most important part about a job is the first 2 hours when you take over. Why? These guys, we got to trust each other. We just met each other, but we got to trust we're representing UNC Wilmington family. We are family. The second part of it is we've got to make sure that like I said, the bond is there, and we're trusting each other every single day. Okay, and that's where we'll continue to work on that. We want to make sure that again, we put a good product on the floor and win as many games as possible out there. All right. Staff-wise, Brooks is somebody that has done a good job. I've known Brooks since he was a little kid, walk around behind his daddy, Billy Lee, from Campbell College days, whatever. So I always think it's very important to bring somebody already attached. Here's somebody can tell me about each individual. So he would definitely be with our family. Well, you're pretty popular. You're a pretty popular guy around here. I need to hang out with you now. Well, we got to assemble 3 other guys, and that's like I said, those first 2 hours. That's very important. Relationships and who is working for you, and I believe in loyalty. I believe in the guys working for you are very important to you. That my back's turned, I'm going somewhere, that they're right there, and they've got 100%, and they're saying the right things, and so. I need to form a very good staff that they're going to work extremely hard and have the same goals I do. That's to win championships and to graduate these young men out of university. At this time, Joe, take questions or?
Yeah, if we have any questions left, I think he went through all of them there. But we'll certainly, if you do have a question, please stand up, introduce yourself, and what outlet you represent. Go ahead, Brian.
Buzz, ultimately, what was it about this challenge, and what did you hear from Mertens in the conversations that made you feel this was the right place for you to?
She ain't gonna take no for an answer. That's for sure. She is, like I said, a very good recruiter. No, it's on this situation. Like I said, I've always looked at Wilmington as a university for the fall into men's basketball, bringing the team in here and seeing the support. It's just a big following. You know, we all want to be wanted. You know, we're a human being, and I just felt like the support here for men's basketball is very strong, and I want to be a part of that. And like I said earlier, this is something I've been looking at for some time. You know, it's when you're trying to make decisions. You got so many people's lives involved with the family, and the older these kids get, it's tougher to make that move. But I tell you what, I got a wife. I can't look at her right now, but she put her foot down yesterday. I can tell you that. And then she put her foot down, and I told you this is a family thing. And I told these guys over here, I know we can't feed you all the time with the NCAA rules, but when she can feed you, she loves doing that. She loves coming out there because I want them to see me as just somebody like a person just like them. I don't want them to see me. I hate sitting behind a desk anyway. That's not me. I want to be on the court. The computer, all that stuff, that's not me. I'm a guy that I just want to be out there coaching basketball, being around these young men, doing something they love, basketball, that's their hobby. That's my hobby also, to teach them. And why college athletics? There's nothing excites me more to be around a college campus to see all the electricity and all the excitement that goes on. I'll tell you, I was with the pros for 2 years. There wasn't much excitement there. I love being around a college campus, and that's what brings us back. Yes.
Bob Bonner, WECT. Buzz, with the search going on as long as it had, at what point in it did your interest really start to peak?
Well, it did early. We had a phone conversation, and we were still playing. We were in the College Insiders Tournament and everything, but I was talking about some of the guys that had been working for me. There's some guys' assistants and then some friends I knew in college, just carrying casual conversation and everything. So as time went on, you know, I started thinking, well, nothing's happened, and it's something that I've always been intrigued by the place, and just as you know, I prayed about it and to see how things will work out, and I'm telling you guys, last 24, 40 hours, this thing happened fast. It happened real quick, and we feel very blessed that we're standing here right now. I will say this, I owe a thanks to Charlie Cobb, Dr. Ken Peacock from Appalachian State for allowing me a chance to get back into college coaching. You know, that's hard. It's a hard thing to do. When you're affecting lives, you have to move on, but at the same time, as my dad told me last night, he says, Buzz, your responsibility is you take care of your family is #1. You have to provide for your wife and your kids. You know, my dad's a quiet man, doesn't say a whole lot of words, not a big sports figure. You probably won't see me a lot of games. My mom, she can't stand it. She gets upset that I yell at the officials a little bit, and I get red-faced at you guys for making a mistake or something. She says, "Why you yell at that kid like that for, Buzz?" But that's Mom. That's Mom. So my dad told me, he said, "Hey, you got to provide for your family and look after." And when I look at these kids, I look at my wife. I have to do that. And so that's one of the hardest things I had to do, was to make a phone call this morning and to leave those young men behind. But that's this profession. That's what it's about sometime. But hopefully that will never happen here from a long time. That this is somewhere that this hair may get grayer, and hopefully it stays in there. But I'm here for some time, and you guys are happy for what we're doing. And Dr. Paul, these guys are graduating. We're bringing you guys in, and at the same time, we're enjoying winning. We all like winners. We all like to win. And we'll make sure we do our best to make sure we put a winning product out there on that floor. Yes?
John Rebelman, WWAY Television. Did you get a sense of how restless the Seahawk Nation was to get the search complete, put in bed, and name someone?
You know, I was following it, but at the same time, I was following pretty closely. I would say that, and I knew things were restless a little bit. So we never moved to Boone. My family, we have a daughter as a senior in high school, so we never moved. There's 3 or 4 kids in my neighborhood, my subdivision, that go to school here. So, you know, just talking to different people and everything, I knew things were a little restless and everything. So now that's put behind us. It's put behind us now, and we're moving forward here and by forming a good staff. I don't have, the thing about the timing is, we got close to exams coming up, and a week before you can't have workouts. I need to get on the floor with these guys. I need to see. I need to spend some time out there with them. You only have X amount of hours to get out there with them, so we don't have a lot of. Every minute, every hour is very precious to us right now. For us working with these young men, also get on the road and forming a staff and recruiting. To me, that's 80% of your program. Recruiting is. That's your lifeblood. That is extremely important. I told these young men, we may bring somebody in and they don't fit what y'all like. They don't like, you didn't like their demeanor, didn't like their attitude or personality. Why put that person in this situation? And if they feel like it's not right, you know, I will not bring this person to the university at all. So, and I also told them, somewhere in this bunch, somewhere, there's got to be a leader. It's got to be a leader for us. They're going to hear me, hear the staff, get on them a lot. It comes routine all the time, but somebody on that team has got to lead. They got to lead, and somebody's got to step up for us. I got a feeling I know a couple of them. I'm not stranger to this team. I've followed them, and so in the next several months we'll find that person or a couple people. Any other questions? Yes.
Kelly, could you talk a little bit about the search process and why it took as long as it did to get to today?
Well, you know, the way I look at it is right now I'm just excited about who we have. And I think, as Buzz said, it's really about moving forward to the future. Searches are complicated in the sense that they can just take many turns and twists during the process. And Buzz can speak to this because he's been in the coaching business for a while. Each search is unique and different on every campus, and even on some of the same campuses, searches for different sports take on their own situation. So the only thing that I can say is I'm excited about where it ended up, because timing is everything. As Buzz said, when I called him the first time, I was calling about someone else and just having a conversation. And I think at that time, it would not have been the time for who we have. And I think we have the person to lead the Seahawk Nation forward in our men's basketball program, and that's what I'm excited about.
I took my wife, said, "What are you going to say?" I said, "Honey," I said, "this happened so fast. I mean, talking about sleep. What sleep did we get last night? I mean, my phone's been ringing, but her phone, my gosh, it's been ringing off the hook. And I couldn't sleep last night. Nobody in my house could. I mean, I spent 15 minutes chasing one of our cats way out in the woods in the back because my wife, Jan, let him out because she was on the cell phone, wasn't paying attention. It was a restless night, and I told her, you got to do me one favor. Just make sure I get some Starbucks in me before we head down the road, and I make these phone calls, and would you please drive? And of course, the kids said, yeah, Mama, drive, because we'll get there faster than Daddy. Guys, I've obeyed the speed limit. 6, 7, that's about it. I don't go far. If you see a model flying through here, that's her. She has got a heavy foot. So, you know, somebody asked me the style of play, and you know what? I'm a fan like everybody else. You know, I like to see a team go up and down. I like to see athletes run. You know, I will say the three-point shot has affected how we, the way things are going. I mean, I'm sure people like the dunks and gets everything excited. Yeah, I want to see a dunk because I don't want to see many people come in there and trash and beat us. I think if we get that thing loud, we get it packed, that's a tough home court advantage for us. All right? Rob, you and Olivia know, we were at Coastal, we came up here and they were managers that night for us. They knew how loud it was. And so we got to get that same atmosphere. So yeah, I like to run, but at the expense, if we're running, we're turning that thing over, I don't like that at all. I don't like that. So I don't know what the word is. I like that ball to be in our hands as much as possible. Whether if it's, I've heard Nick Saban say to Alabama, ball control, that's important for him. I like that ball to keep in our hands as much as we can, to make sure that we're making the right decisions and that other team is having to play a little defense. Not a lot of teams like to play defense. They don't like that. They like to get going another end. So we got to make sure we keep them on defense a little bit of time if that's their weakness. At the same time, I told them defense wins games. And we got to make sure we're very good. I told them, I said, oh, shell drill, which a lot of people don't like, but you got to do that shell drill every single day. It's like shaving. You got to do it every single day. So we'll be very skilled and fundamental on the defensive end. But at the same time, I like to get up and down. Whether we can do that, that's yet to be seen. But I like for us to have a pace that not like I've seen Coach Williams do at North Carolina, just flying up and down all the time, but a pace that gets up in there in the mid to high 70s, maybe low 80s if we can. Yes.
Coach Peterson, Jim Dolphy, the Seahawks newspaper. How much did the personnel of this team affect your decision? Now you're a really senior-heavy team.
Oh yeah, I looked at that, and I liked what I saw with that. So I looked at it that there's a lot to work with, and there's a lot of young men that've got a lot of experience that I felt like that this upcoming season could be very productive. And after that, it looks like with a lot of seniors, we got to make sure we bring some good, solid people in after that to fill some spots. But I really like what I saw in this senior class and this overall team. Yes.
Again, for Kelly. Kelly, when the press conference back in January, letting Benny go with nine games left, everyone kind of assumed that meant there was a plan in place to get someone in.
Mm-hmm.
You had mentioned the Final Four and the championship around that time. Are you satisfied personally with when you got this completed?
Well, back at that press conference, I talked about the fact that I would not start an aggressive search until after the CAA tournament. I specifically said that. And then what was important to the guys is I told them that I would meet with them before I started anything. And in my role as athletic director, student athletes come first. And these guys have trusted me throughout this process. And that was very important. They actually left to go home right after the CAA tournament. And yes, I could have started right then and there, but I had given them my word that I would visit with them prior to starting. And that's very important to me. It's very important to me as we look for a coach to get feedback from our student athletes on what they were looking for. And do you guys mind if I share what y'all were looking for? Okay. I wanted to check. What they told me they were looking for is someone that could help them in player development, someone that understood our tradition, someone that was a winner. And I think we found that. And that's what excites me.
We'll have one more question for Buzz, and then we'll wrap this thing up, and of course we'll be available afterwards. So one more question, anybody? Okay, Ben?
Coach Ben Darnell, ESPN WMFD. How much did going to the CAA make your decision?
Strongly. I mean, I looked at that, and you know, with the field going to 96 next year, you'd have to look at this league and think, man, there's a chance of 3 teams getting in. I felt like at some leagues that you were in, that the top 6 BCS Conference 500 may get in before you as a regular season champion or a team that won 20 games. I looked at this league as a very respected league. The history of what some teams have done, and thought that, hey, this league could get potential 3 into the new format. So this is something I really looked at, that very competitive conference, and a lot of good coaches in this league, a lot of good coaches. I want to thank everybody for coming out. I don't know why in the world y'all are. I mean, it's a weekend. Should be at the beach or something. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that, and look forward to seeing you at the games and everything. But thanks for everybody coming out, and looking forward to big things happening. And our family, Jan and I and the kids, thank you so much for letting us in your family. Thank you.